Hi guys, and welcome back to the video game with the powers. I'm Jake, and in today's video, I'm bringing you another episode in our Learn and Play series. The board game that I'm going to be featuring in today's video is the Cities of Venus Lost Contact, coming to you from 10 Robot Games. Now, Cities of Venus Lost Contact is a board game for 1 to 6 players, ages 14 plus, right around 15 minutes per player. And this is the first game in the Cities of Venus series. They most recently, 10 Robot Games most recently did a Kickstarter for the second game in the series, Cities of Venus Survivors, and we've been fortunate enough to do a lot of content on that. If you guys are interested to see how that game is going to play, I will link the Learn and Play from that video up top somewhere here. But the Cities of Venus universe is basically centered around you people, humans from the planet Earth. You've come to the city of Venus to get resources and things like that. And in this particular game, you are the governor of a floating city in the clouds of Venus. And Earth has been reliably sending you resources through these cloud drops. However, an unknown catastrophe occurred on the Earth and you've lost contact with them. So now you don't know how many cloud drops are coming or remaining that are coming from Earth. And so you must compete with the other floating cities that are in the sky as well to get these resources, but also you must protect yourself against the hazards in the ongoing crisis that the planet Venus is going to throw at you. If you guys are not familiar with our Learn and Play series, we're going to go ahead and break the game down into 2 distinct parts. The first part of the video, I'm going to do an overview or give an overview of the game, teach you guys how to play it. And then the second part of the video, I will actually demonstrate what a couple rounds or turns might look like so that you can see how the game is going to play. All right, guys, enough chitter chatter from me. Let's go ahead and jump down to the table where we can learn and play the Cities of Venus Lost Contact together. All right, guys, we are down here at the table where we have everything set up for a 2-player game of Cities of Venus Lost Contact. Now, before we go any further, guys, I do want to note that this is the upgraded or deluxeified edition of the game. So some of the components and pieces that you see here might not be in the standard or retail version of the game. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the Cities of Venus Lost Contact. What is the overall objective of the game? Well, you are trying to become the most prosperous floating city in the clouds of Venus. And so you are trying to score the most victory points by the time the game is going to end. And the way the game is going to end is you are going to have a deck of cloud drops right here. There are going to be 3 different levels, level 1, level 2, and level 3. And amongst this level 3 deck, there is going to be one specific card that when that card is revealed, that is going to signal the end of the game. There's going to be one final round, and then the player with the most victory points is going to be crowned the president of the Republic of Venus. So how do you acquire these victory points throughout the game? Well, there's a couple different ways you're going to do this. The main way is going to be through acquiring these drops and these upgrades. And so you'll notice, or you might notice, that on some of these cards, they are going to have this victory point value when you claim these particular cloud drop cards, or you gain these upgrade cards here. They are going to give you victory points So that's kind of the main way you guys are going to do this. And then when it comes to end game scoring, you guys are going to score points based upon the population of your city, the amount of V-naughts, they call them in the game, the little astronauts, the amount of V-naughts you have, the amount of V-night that you have collected, right? And then, like I said, whoever has the most population in the most V-nights will score victory points as well. So that's kind of your overall objective, right? You are trying to amass a good population here. You are trying to collect a lot of these cloud drops, get these upgrade cards to score the most victory points. So how are we going to go about this? The structure of a round is going to have 6 different steps, okay? Steps 1 through 5 are going to be simultaneous play, and step number 6 is going to follow a specific turn order where you will actually be claiming these supply drops. So let's go ahead and dive in and and take a look at these 6 different steps. So step number 1 is going to be the cloud drop step. So what you would do is you are going to, based on the player count here, you guys are going to draw a number of cloud drop cards or cloud cards from this deck and lay them out in a row to form a market. So in a 1 to 4 player game, you will lay out 5 cards. In a 5 or 6 player game, you guys will have 7 cards laid out. And that is step number 1. Step number 2 now, we are going to resolve event cards. So there's going to be an event deck that you're going to set up at the beginning of the game. And if there are any cloud drops that have this event symbol on them, you will go ahead and draw 1 event card. Now, you are only going to draw event cards based on the number of phase that you are in or phase that you're in. So if there are level 1 cloud drops, you're in phase 1. If the level 2s are out, you're in phase 2. And if the level 3s are out, you are in phase 3. So in this particular scenario, if there were multiple cards with the event symbol, even though there were multiple cards with the event symbol, we would just only draw 1 event card and resolve it because we are in phase 1 of these particular cloud drops. So in this distinct scenario, you would flip this card and you would resolve this event card. And what this is telling you, in the different stations in your city, you will lose 1 population. Okay. And again, we'll talk about the cities and how they operate in just a second, but that would be the initial event card that you would have out, and then you would just form like a little event deck. Okay, so that is the second step within 1 round, is the resolve event. The third step is going to be the drop shields step. So the Cities of Venus is not really a hospitable planet, okay? And so there are toxins and hazards in the clouds that are going to affect your city. And so you are going to have to take a hit on your shields in your city in order to survive this particular step. So on your player board, you are going to have a shield area, and during this step you must remove 1 person from this shield area in order to be to kind of pass through this step. Now, if you need to remove a person from a specific area at any point during the game, and you cannot remove enough of those people, or you have nobody to remove, then you must remove that many from, or 2 from another area. Okay, so in this example, if you did not have anybody to remove a shield, all right, then you would have to remove 1 guy from one of your other areas of your city. Okay, but that is the third step. Everybody must remove 1 person from their shield population area to pass this step for these shields. Okay. The next step, step number 4, is going to be the grow population and deploy step. So in this step, you will take a look at the number of astronauts or V-naughts that you have in your food area and your water and air area. Okay, so these 2 sections right here. Whatever the lowest number of these 2 areas is your population. So in this example, I got 4 guys here, 4 guys here. So I would grow 4 population in this particular instance. If, let's say, I had 4 here and 3 here, 3 would be my population number, and that's how many population I would grow, okay? So during this step, you will take V-naughts from the supply equal to that population. So this player and this player are each going to take 4 V-naughts, okay? So I would take 4 V-naughts from the supply, and then I have the option to place them anywhere I would like on my board, and I can split them up however I would like. You also can, during this time, you will have a little space station board here. You can also deploy astronauts to this space station board. However, you can only deploy 2 astronauts at a time to this board. Now, there are other scenarios where you can deploy astronauts to this board as well, but remember, the rule of 2 is always going to apply. You will only be able to deploy 2 VNaughts at a time, no matter the scenario, to this particular board. Now, why is this board useful? Well, this board, once you fill this board up with 8 VNaughts, you will be able to claim one of these space station upgrade cards to be able to upgrade one of your distinct areas here on your player board. And so these things are going to do these things are really going to upgrade your particular space station. Like, for example, if you were to take this card, right, they are going to give you victory points. Let's see. All right, they're going to give you victory points. Some of them might increase or reduce the amount of population that you can have in a distinct area. And so each area at the start is only allowed to hold 6 VNaughts in that specific area. So 6 here, 6 here, 6 here, 6 here, 6 here, and 6 here, right? You are only allowed to have 6 VNaughts in those distinct areas. So some of them might increase this, might decrease this. Some of them might give you a lot of victory points. So this card here is worth 5 victory points. And then some of them might also give you really, really great upgrades. Like this particular upgrade power cell right here says that you have an infinite amount of power. And what's really cool is these are like triple layer player boards. So when you build this upgrade, you will be able to slot this in here. And now this player has unlimited power. So he doesn't need to worry about sending anybody else to this power, because no matter what he does, he has unlimited of it. So you can see that these upgrades are very, very strong. So in this deploy step, you have the opportunity to deploy 2 astronauts to this space station. And once that space station gets to the end and reaches 8, you can claim one of these available upgrades. If you choose not to send any astronauts to this upgrade here, then you can just put them wherever you would like. But that is the 4th step. Again, that is the grow population and deploy step. Step number 5 is the city action step. All right. So there are 4 possible actions that you can take. You can only do these actions one time. The very first action is activate upgrades. So any upgrades that you guys might have collected throughout the course of the game and slotted into your city, you can activate these upgrades to do certain things. All right. So they might have a cost. You might have to pay a VNaught. You might have to pay a VKnight, right? Or it just might be a free activation. So you will activate that. All right. You can pay and install a reserved canister. All right. So you will have the opportunity to collect these canisters. And if you don't necessarily have the resources to be able to buy them right away, what you can do is claim them and put them into your holding bay, slot them into your holding bay right here, and save them for the next turn, so that during this step, if you have the resources now, you can buy them, and you can basically engineer that canister into your city. Okay, so that's the install the reserve canister. Install is the better word, right? So you can install them into your city. The third thing you can do is mine. So if both players are going to have a mech with a dice slotted in them, what you do is, if you have a worker or a VKnight in this mine area of your city, what you can do is slot him into your mech right here. He's gonna go down to the Venus, the surface there, and he's gonna do some mining. So you will take this dice, roll that dice, and whatever that number is the amount of VKnight that you are going to collect. Now, unfortunately, because the surface is so hazardous and you guys have not found a way to get back to the surface yet, these VKnaughts are essentially sacrificing themselves for the cause. So if you use a VKnight, he will go back to the supply. He has sacrificed himself, but it is not It is not in vain because he has collected you've been able to beam up kind of these resources. As I mentioned, the black V-Knights are 1, the pink are 4, and the clear are 8. So we got 5 in this particular scenario. You would drop them down in your V-Knight storage, and you guys are ready to go. You can spend these during your turn whenever you need to, or you can spend them to claim some of these canisters. All right, and the very last step, so the 4th step there in our action or city actions order is you can recruit 1 V-Knot for 4 V-Knights. So you can spend 4 V-Knights in order to claim 1 V-Knot from the supply and then place him anywhere in your city that you would like. Okay, so that is the 5th step in the game, the city actions, where you guys are going to be taking these actions simultaneously. Again, you can only activate these actions once per turn. The very last step, so the 6th step in a round, is going to be the grabbing a cargo step. So this is the step that's going to be done in turn order, starting with the first player. You guys are going to be grabbing cards from this row and either paying the resources now in order to activate them or putting them in your holding bay. So we have 2 types of cards. We have an instantaneous card and then we have an upgrade card. So upgrade cards are always going to have a symbol with an astronaut with a number next to them and a little area which almost looks like where you would put a dice, but this is where you are going to upgrade this particular action. So these are what upgrade cards look like. Instantaneous cards are going to have a pink banner right here, and they are going to give you those resources in that particular area instantaneously. Okay, now when you take a look at these upgrade cards in the top left hand corner, this will show you the respective area on your board that you are going to upgrade. The right hand side is the cost of this. So in this example, if you wanted this particular card, you would need to pay 1 V-Knot from the mechanical area, 1 V-Knot from the food area, and then you would need to spend 3 V-Knights in order to equip this particular card. In this scenario, you would spend 4 V-Knights and then you would be able to put 4 V-Knots into the mining area that is on your board. So you would put your board with 4 V-Knots, okay? So that is the cards in how they are going to work. So you will grab one of these, all right? Play will go around in clockwise order, and then once everybody has claimed a card, the cards that are not left over get burned and they get put in this particular pile right here, okay? And then that is the end of one full round. And as I mentioned, guys, you are going to keep playing round after round until this deck, you get through the level 1s, you get through the level 2s, and once you get to the level 3, there's going to be a specific card that looks like the planet Earth right there. Once that card is revealed, that will then signal that this is the final round, and then you guys will go to end game scoring. All right, guys, well, look, that is pretty much how you guys are going to play the Cities of Venus Survivors. It's really simple once you get the hang of it. What I'm now going to do is probably play 2 rounds of the game so you can see how it is going to flow. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive right in. Starting with the very first thing, we've done the cloud drop already, so we are going to move past that particular phase. Let's go ahead and go to the resolve event. So we do have one event. Let's go ahead and resolve this one. So this shows a disease card, essentially. So -2, and we get to choose anywhere on our player board where this is going to go. Now, this is probably a good time. I can't remember if I've already gone over this, but this is what your player board is going to look like. You're going to have distinct sections. So this is your food section, your air and water section, your mechanical section, your power section, your shield section, the V-Knight storage, the mining section, and your holding bay. Okay, so in this scenario, we can remove 2 V-Knots from anywhere on this board. And I think we will remove 1 from the air and water, and then 1 from the food. I think that is the most sensible thing to do, and we will go ahead and put them back into the into the supply there. This player is going to do the exact same thing, one from the food and one from the rare and the water. Okay, so that is our event step. The next thing we need to do is the drop shield step. So each player is going to need to remove one V-Knot from their shield section of their city. Moving to the grow population in deploy step. So now we're going to take a look at the population growth. So player number 1 over here has 3 in the food, 3 in the air and water, and his population growth is going to be 3. All right, because that is the lowest number. And let's see what he's going to do. He's going to send, I think, 1 to the ship, and then he's going to put 1 there. And then he's going to put 1 in the mine. And you know what? He might actually send 2 to the ship and then just put 1 in the mining for now. Okay, this player over here, he's got 3 in the food. He's got 3 in the air and water. He is going to grow for 3. He's going to put 1 in the food, or 1 in the air and water, 1 in the food, and then he's going to go 1 in the mine as well. All right, so that is our grow population in deploy step. Now we're going to the 5th step here, which is our actions. Okay, so activating upgrades. Neither player has any upgrades to activate at this moment. Pay and install reserve canisters. None of the characters have anything in their holding bay either. The mining step. So both players actually have V-Knots that they can send to mine, so they will both go ahead and do that, and we will roll these particular dice together. We'll roll that one. He's got a 6, and then this player has a 3. All right, and then we'll slot the dice back. So he's got 6, so we'll claim a pink and 2 black. He has 3, so he gets 3 black. These V-Knots have sacrificed themselves for the cause, and they will go back. Okay, so that was the mining one. And then now we can recruit 1 V-Knot for 4 V-Knight. So this player cannot do that because he only has 3 V-Knight. This player does have the option to do that, but he's gonna hold on to his V-Knight for now. Okay. That is step number 5. So the last step, step number 6, is the grab cargo step. And so this is the first player. We're going to start with him as in the scenario, and then this will be the second player. So he will get first pick. And so he's got a couple different options right now. But I think what he wants to do is secure some victory points. So he is going to claim this card, all right? So this says he must spend 1 V-Knot in the mechanical section, 1 V-Knot in the power section, and then 1 V-Knight. And this will give him 1 victory point at the end of the game, and then give him 4 V-Knots to put in his power section. So we will go ahead and claim this card. 1 V-Knot from the mechanical section, 1 V-Knot from the power section, and then 1 V-Knight. All right, and then he gets 4 V-Knots in the power section, so that he's got a lot of power now in case he needs to spend that. So that was his turn. We're now going to move over to this player over here. And let's see, he could get 8 V-Knights if he wanted to. That'd be a huge thing. He could get 6 guys anywhere that he would like. Or he could maybe get this upgrade to do -1 whenever he would need to spend something from the food. Man, this is a tough choice for this player. I think what he wants to do is he doesn't want to lose this upgrade. So he will claim this card here. So he is going to need to spend 1 mechanical, 1 food, and then 3 V-Knights. So 3 V-Knights will go back. He will spend 1 food and then 1 mechanical. And then he is going to slide this card into this section. So his population in the food is still maximum of 6. But what this indicates now is whenever he would spend 1 less V-Knot whenever he needs to spend something for food. Okay, so that is his phase. The last thing we're gonna do is we will now burn any unclaimed supply canister drop cards, and that is the end of round number 1. So we take it back up to the next round. So we would go ahead and draw 5 new cloud cards. Alrighty, that's 4. And that is 5. Okay, so that is our cloud drop phase. We would go to the resolve event phase. So we have 2 events, but remember, we are only in phase number 1. So only one event is going to activate. And this one says that if any players had any cards in their holding bay, those would be destroyed as of right now. No players have any cards in their holding bay, so they are safe. Okay, our drop shield step. Each player needs to remove 1 VNOT from their shield area of their city. And then now we go to the grow population and deploy step. So this player over here has 3 in the food, 3 in the air and water. So he is going to get 3 again, and he's going to drop 2 in his space station, and then he's going to put 1 in the food section right here. This player over here has got 4 and 3 in the food, so 3 is the lowest. So he will get 3, and he's gonna put 1. You know what? He might go 2, and then he might put the last one. I dropped the last V-Knight. Let me get a new V-Knight out here. And he'll put the last one in the mining section so that he can mine. Okay, step number 5 now. We are moving on to the city action. So this player over here, he does not have any upgrades. He does not have anything in his reserve. He does not have anybody to mine. And he does not want to recruit any VNOTs in that in this time. So he is actually passing on his turn. This player over here, he does have a character, so he will have a VNOT mine and see what he can do, and he does a 2. Oof, that was a bad mining operation for his city there, and he is gone. He doesn't have anything else that he can do this particular turn, so he is going to have to pass. So now we will go into the claiming a supply drop step. He is now the first player, because first player is going to pass between, and let's see what he wants to do. He doesn't want to add, so these 2 cards would add more astronauts to the food. Again, the max population is 6 right now in that particular area. So if you were to get a card, there is no overflow. So really, he would only get 1 astronaut, and then the rest, or VNOT, and then the rest would be lost. So that's not very efficient for him. This card says 1 from the shield and 2 from the power to get 6 in the shield. Now, he does not have 2 in the power, so that's probably not the best course as well. This one would need to be 2 from the mechanical, and this is 2 from the mechanical. Let's see. I think what this player might do is take one of these cards and put them in his clearance bay. And what he might do is probably take this card here. So he'll take this particular card and slide it down here in his storage bay, clearinghouse bay, so that he can reserve it and use it in this next round. So that is his turn. Now we're moving over to this particular player. So this player already has a lot of people in the power. He really doesn't need this power card. You know, food might be useful for him. He'd get 2, but he'd lose. But he has nobody in the mechanical either. So if he has nobody in the mechanical, he might have to lose somebody from somebody else. Maybe this is a tough one for this particular character because there's not a lot of good options. He's got a lot of power already. But maybe, you know what? Maybe he takes this card here. Maybe he takes this particular upgrade card and then slots it in his holding bay so that he could use it for the next round. Okay, guys, then you would go ahead and remove and burn all of these cloud cards, and then you would take it back up with the start of a new round. Again, you would draw 5 new cards, resolve an event, go through your population, and again, you guys are going to keep doing this over and over again until you get to that Earth card that is in this phase 3 stack, which at that point, that's going to be the final round. Once you guys get to the end of the game scoring again is going to be very simple, guys. You're going to add up all the victory points from the cards that you have collected. You will get 1 victory point for every 2 V-Knots in your city. You will get 1 victory point for every 4 V-Knights that are in your storage, and then a 2 victory point bonus for the player with the highest population of V-Knots, and then a 2 victory point bonus for the player with the most. All right, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this learn and play of the Cities of Venus Lost Contact. Man, what I really love about this game is 10 Robot Games has given me another game with simultaneous play that just flows really, really smoothly. And once all the players at the table get the hang of it, this game does look like it would actually take a long time, but it really sticks to that 15-minute per player mark. I mean, it just flows really, really quickly. You start blowing through a lot of these rounds, and that deck is going to get shorter and shorter every single time. And it really just provides you a great experience. If you guys enjoyed this content, smash that like button, hit that notification bell, drop down in the comments below. Have you guys seen the Cities of Venus Lost Contact yet? And what are your thoughts and opinions on it? Last but not least, guys, if you are not subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe so we can keep bringing you some more awesome content. All right, guys, have a great one. Bye.